Welcome neighbors to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead, and we're out here today at the shop, and as y'all saw, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we got our Stella G, our old pulling G, running, and it had been sitting just for about a year. We had it running. I wanted to do some touch it up with it and take it to some shows and some pools and stuff like that, but we had a pretty neat plan we're going to do. Is my dad and my grandpa back in the what years did y'all pull?
In the 70s.
In the 70s and 80s. I think I've said that before. My dad liked to pull, so my grandpa, they had that in common, so they went and pulled antique tractors back in the day. We have like I said, we've had several of these 2-cylinder John Deeres, and then I come along and I got my diesel tractor I pull with. So their tractors have been kind of sitting around. We just ain't done much with them. The Style G, we do work with it, but it just never got anything really done to it. So I fixed it up last week, or a few weeks ago, and I was going to show you all that. But the story is I'm going to get my grandpa's tractor, and there's this big story about that. It's the original Klein tractor. So that's what my great grandpa bought to work his farm, the farm we're on right now, and I want to get that running anyway. But the whole thing about it is we're going to do a pull for 3 generations. Me and my dad and my grandpa are going to be pulling in the same pool. That's going to be real fun because my grandpa is 93 years old. Going to be 94 this winter, and he ain't pulled in a long time. My dad ain't pulled in a long time. I've been doing most of the pulling lately. So I'll show you what I got done to the Style G, and I'll show you the unstyled G, and I'll let my grandpa talk about it a little bit. Alright, here's the Style G. This is my dad's G that him and my grandpa built back in the 70s and 80s sometime. I've told you about it before, but it's got a high compression head and high compression pistons and a gas manifold. It had electronic ignition through a governor, or not governor, no, what I was saying, through a magneter that we rigged up. But now we built a distributor, got a new coil on it. We've done some stuff to the starter. I've got a switch on it. Last time you saw it, kind of looked kind of funny. I'll show you these up here. It had these grills on it because after they got done pulling, they started logging with it, and so I went and found these in the shed. These are some G grills. These aren't the original ones. The original ones got messed up when they were logging, but I found these. Dad had it on another G, and it looks good. I ain't never seen it with grills on, so that's kind of funny. And me and Dad made this the other day, a new exhaust pipe. It had a we've always run a 5-inch exhaust pipe on all these tractors, and this one's a little shorty stack. I had a leftover piece of chrome stack for my other pulling tractor, and so I took it, and it's got a short intake on it, so it matches that little short exhaust pipe. It's pretty mean sounding. And done that. Put a better tire on the front, and I put brakes on it. That's a big thing. I put brakes on it. This tractor ain't never had brakes. I put new linings. Me and my dad put new linings. It's parking brake now. Well, we gotta get ready for the pull. I got a wheelie bar. I'll show you the wheelie bar. It was out in the weeds, and it's a wheelie bar Dave made for it. That's kind of our, I guess that's kind of our, you know us for our tractors are all kind of rusty. So our wheelie bar's rusty. This is a big winch my dad built, and we're gonna get it off take the weight down. We'll leave these big tires on it because that's kind of the show piece right there. I put my new switch, new cables, everything like that. I think that's all for this one. I think we gotta get the winch off, put the wheelie bars on, and I think something's wrong with my carburetor. I built that carburetor, and the butterfly is being kind of sticky for some reason. It runs good besides that. But anyway, what we're going to show you today, tractor. So this right here is, we call it the Con-G. What year is this G, Papa?
39.
Okay, so this is a 39. So I'll do a little walk around on it. It's also got a 5-inch straight pipe. My grandpa put that on it. I'm a third generation. Yeah, that's what Papa was saying. Between that tractor and this tractor, there's 10 years difference. But anyway, it has been sitting here for 30 years. I've never seen this tractor run. And the plan is to get this tractor running by the end of the month. Or the end of the day. Possibly. It's the clutch is stuck and all the tires are flat. I built a carburetor for it last night. And I'm going to put, so this one's got a long coupler governor in it. So I got a magnetor that is electronic ignition. So it's not a magnetor, it's just a magnetor case. And I hook a coil to it. And anyway, it's still got the old weight racks where you used to pull it. It's got a good set of back tires. There's a good set of tires. There's actually a funny story about, not these tires in particular, but there's a funny story about tires on this tractor. And anyway, before we get started working on it, I'm going to have Papa talk about it. All right, you can go ahead.
I was 12 years old when my daddy bought this tractor, and I was kind of small at 12 years old, and I had to look through the steering wheel to drive it. And that was my goal. I had no interest in school. I wanted to get home from school and drive the G John Deere. We come from the mule up to this, and that's a big improvement. And had a Fordson tractor before it, and my daddy would keep me out of the school to cut lumber with it. We pulled the sawmill with it, and so I'd stay out and help him cut a load of lumber, and then when he got the load of lumber cut, I'd go back to school and work till he got ready to cut another load, and I'd stay out and help him cut another load. Anyway, that was my goal, I reckon, is that old tractor. And I still think a lot of that old tractor, because I was young when I got it, and I've got different shape from then. I used to run the slab pile, and I couldn't do that now. I just have to let the boy there do the slab pile now.
Tell them about the story about the Goodyear place.
The what?
When you put the tractor on rubber.
Oh yeah. We had the tractor come out on steel, cleats on it. So my uncle talked my daddy into putting rubber tires on it, and he worked up at the Goodyear place at Statesville. So we had to jack it up and put it on blocks to take the tires off, to cut the steel off and put rubber rims on it. And in the meantime, this predicting the world was going to end at a certain time. That's been done ever since time, I reckon. Everybody predicted the end of time. And so I was not concerned about the end of time coming. The only thing I was concerned about was the tractor was sitting there on them blocks. And the next people come here, they wouldn't have no idea where the wheels for the tractor was. It's up at Statesville.
That's good. What's another story? Tell them about the old J.
Huh?
The old J pulling the silage cutter. It ain't this one, but your neighbor's G that pulled the silage cutter.
Oh, what about it?
Tell them that story.
About the farmhole?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is a story about his neighbor's tractor. This ain't this one, but it's a good story about a G. You can go ahead.
Yeah, well, they was pulling the silage cutter with the G John Deere, and you could count every lick it hit. You could count them. It's pulling this so slow. And the neighbor, actually it was my brother-in-law, him and his brother was riding along in the truck, and they'd say, oh, that G just ain't in the classes there, him farmhall. And so the man that owned the John Deere, he said, it made him mad because they was throwing off on his tractor. So he said, now y'all have your M sitting here in the morning. We're not going to grind the knives. We're not going to grease it. We're going to hook to it just like I unhook from it. We'll see which one's in the class. So they went home and put points and plugs in their farmhall, getting it ready to go. And so we backed it in there and hooked it to the silage cutter. And as soon as the silage cutter got full, it cased in its chips. And they met the old man, it made him mad because the farmhall was so weak, and he went and bought him a John Deere right then. Bought him a 70 John Deere. They've been John Deere people ever since.
That's terrible. Alright, we got some air in the tires. I can't believe that front one, it looked bad for a second, but I think it'll be fun. Both these front ones hold air. This one is thinking groundhog got back here and covered it up with dirt, but it ain't been too long. It ain't been covered up long. It ain't rusted or nothing. We got some air in this one. Dave's back in the back there, putting some air in that other tire. So one of the problems we're gonna face, clutch is stuck. It's supposed to have a detent. It's not releasing or engaging or nothing. So
Pulley won't turn.
Yeah, the pulley's all locked up. So the clutch is in here, all the discs and everything. So he's going to take them 3 bolts loose. I don't know if I'll film that or not, but he's going to take them bolts loose and we're going to get it unstuck. And after we get it unstuck, we're going to try to get it running. But I have a new set of spark plugs. I guess I'm going to have to put some new wires on it because it ain't got no wires. But I got to put my my distributor magneter. Yep, they're all standing up. Got a bunch of these. That actually looks, can't see it, it ain't focusing, but you know, it's black like it's supposed to be, a little oily. That's probably, that ain't oil, that's old gas. So I guess I'll leave them out because I'll put some new ones in there. But there's no moisture in there or anything. Feels good. That manifold's been welded there. I guess, is this a kerosene manifold?
Yeah.
So this is a kerosene. These don't make as much power. We put a gas, like I said, on the Style G. Who did you weld this, or who welded this?
Huh?
Who welded this manifold?
Martin's, I reckon.
Okay, so somebody.
It might have been like that when I got it. I don't know.
Oh, but
Oh, now is she?
yeah. What you didn't say when you bought this tractor?
41.
It's 41. What year is it?
41.
What year is the tractor?
39.
So it's a 40. They bought it in 41, and it's a 39 model. So it was only 3 years old when they bought it. So it was a brand new tractor. About.
Didn't you say it was black when you got it? They spilled kerosene all on it. Said it's just black as tar.
Oh.
Looked like that paint.
Huh. So apparently it was black and stuff. Somebody's here. We gotta go talk to them. But anyway, he's gonna get that clutch unstuck. I'm gonna go finish the carburetor, and we'll see what we get to. And they can turn her over now, and the engine ain't spinning. Had to take this. You can see how, I don't know if you can see that, how rusty that stinking clutch is. So I had to take it apart to get it unstuck, but luckily they're pretty easy to get unstuck.
Where can you leave it there, Pete?
So we're gonna see if it, oh yeah, it's working now. Oh yeah. Like I said, this is a hand clutch tractor, and this one, I don't know if you saw that, is also a hand start tractor. So anyway, we're gonna put that back together, and I got the carburetor. This carburetor, I built that last night. So I think this is, we're thinking that's the original carburetor off this tractor. We're not 100% sure, but we can kind of tell, the way you can kind of tell this is off a hand cranker is because this is the choke, and it doesn't have a place for a choke lever. So we're thinking this is the original carburetor. That ain't the original bowl. That's just a bowl I had, but the actual throat and everything should be. It's a G throat and everything. So anyway, we're gonna put that back together, and I'll be back. Alright, so this is the distributor we're going to use. This is actually a Wico magnetor.
Type C.
Type C, and the reason we like these, because the reason is because sometimes these magnets get weak and we don't have a way to recharge these magnets. We need to figure out how to do that. But so what we do for these tractors with long couplers where you can't put distributors in them, we take these, and you can show it today. All you got to do, so these were made, you run from the magnets.
Well, that's here, but I've just run a wire into the points.
Yeah, he's running a wire to the points.
Took the wire off of the coming off the coil that was inside the mag, and I've just mounted a wire to the points. Run it through one of the bolt holes, and then it'll go to your coil.
Yeah.
And then all you'll do is run a wire from the center of the coil into the cap right here, and that turns this into a distributor.
So it's almost like a distributor, but it's still got the magnets inside. But
it don't have to have.
It doesn't have to have magnets. We just, you can leave them in there. And so we made us a little distributor. That's what we used to have on our Style G before we changed the governor. And anyway, this one still has an old governor in it, so we're running this on it. We have a couple magnetors, but they're not the greatest, and I didn't want to be turning on this thing since it's a hand cranking tractor. I didn't want to be turning on this thing and not having good spark. So this always has a nice blue spark. So I got some new spark plugs too. I'll put them in. Some new auto lights. You can get Champions and other stuff, but we always get just these auto lights because they're easier to find. But if you're wondering what those are, I don't know if you can, they're 3076s. So if you're ever wanting a unstyled G block, or what else, D's had these, what else had these, Dave?
Non-styled A's, non-styled B's.
Yeah, so anything non-style, we run these in that one because it has a non-style block in it, so it has a block just like this. So we run this same spark plug in all of our tractors, all these 2 cylinders. So it had a this side is so what is this, a Motorcraft. It's Ford brand, eh? No wonder it ain't running. That's terrible. So go ahead and, is that gap right?
Well, you'll get some comments on that.
That's terrible. Yeah, need a little gap on it. Let me let me sit y'all down and gap these things, and I'll put these in real quick. Alright, we're getting closer. He's got the distributor on, and I got new spark plugs in it. Found some wires. I'm gonna see what he likes of wires. I gotta take that out, and we're gonna flush the tank, and I gotta put the carburetor on, and that should be about it. Alright, so we got checked the oil, got the everything cleaned out, and I cleaned that out, put new gasket, new filter, flushed the tank a little bit. We just run it into a jar to get some settlement of the rust out, but that sediment bowl ought to take care of most of it. There wasn't a lot. And Daddy's getting the fuel line ready, and we run a tap. Yeah, that's what we did. We run a tap and everything, and so we're about to bolt the carburetor on and try to crank it. So we'll see you then. Alright, we're gonna put the carburetor on. Yeah, get these. Found us a gasket. The gasket was laying on the floorboard, so that works pretty good. It's a lot easier to put on than it is a D. D, you ain't got much room.
If I'm on a tree and fall, they'll hit the barn. Right?
Yep.
Let's check that one out. See that stump right in there? It was dead.
Alright, well, I guess next thing to do, we're going to plumb it up, get all our lines on, and spark plug wires, and then we're going to turn her over. Yeah, hopefully. Turn the gas on. Yes, it is. See if there's carburetor in it. Oh, you've already filled it? Well, I guess we'll choke it for a couple turns. Probably working. Yeah. Okay.
You left the clicker in it? You're getting smoke out the pipe.
You want to take off?
You kick back
Yeah.
a little bit high.
Watch out if you can. Gotta check off that. Wanting to go.
Maybe you got the wires wrong.
No, it ran.
He says not.
Might have them in the wrong hole. There's probably a crow's nest down this way.
Oh, there's a crow's nest down in the head.
Half choking.
Huh?
Half choking. Put them dry plugs in it.
You got the spark.
Did you ever get a crank, get that dirt sucked out of it? Hook.
Alright, so this is the next day. Y'all saw we was turning last night, and it would never crank. So what was determined is there's so much trash in like the cylinders and then the exhaust and everything that it just wasn't, we couldn't get it to just kick on over and run. It would hit about every time we tried to crank it, but it just wouldn't kick on over to run. So today we done, wait till this car gets by. Today we pulled it up. Good Lord. Everybody decided to come when I was talking. Anyway, so we pulled it up and down the road with our other tractor with the spark plugs out, and just let it turn over and blow all that garbage out, and it blew rat's nest and stuff out of the exhaust pipe. So it's turning a lot better too. We got all the cylinders lubricated by pulling it that much too. So we're going to try one more time to crank it by hand. And if we can't get it cranked by hand, we're going to try to pull it again and try to pull it and pull it off. But we're going to try it right now, and so we're about to turn the gas on and turn them over.
You can hear that thing coming. Boom, 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 boom. It's got the right sound to it.
Okay.
Is it running right?
What? That one?
Yeah.
It's a little, he said a little rich. Shoot. It cranked up like it was just rain yesterday. That did the trick, blowing it out. They've been cranked in 35 years. And sitting just purring. What do you think of it, Papa? What do you think of it? It's purring, ain't it? There's some adjustment on the carburetor. Oh yeah. Well, I guess we'll see y'all guys next time when we get all these tractors fixed up and take them to the shop.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time